We are there again, at the Morgeez podcast. Right now, we gotta be touching the line. My guest right now, supernatural like that. Winner of the verse of the year, twice in a row, with a hit single, $5,000. This nigga's like on top of his game. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you Touchline.
Yay!
Yeah, we got the applause, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna have that.
Word,
of
one
course.
time.
Standing ovation.
Yeah, man, Touchline, man. Super dupe, man. Listen, Hype magazine cover. Tell us about that.
Yeah, man. So last year we had a great year, pushing all our stuff, especially online, and I think everybody was just seeing the movement. And Hype magazine got at me. They're like, "Yo, man, we think you one of the seven. You one of the hottest, MCs."
No doubt, man. It's all over, man.
Who
was on that list?
A few people.
Check it out. Hottest, man.
So they contacted us and they're like, "Yo, man, we gotta have you on the cover, So yeah, and there was a voting system. People came out, voted again. Yeah, top 7. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
What did that feel like for you?
Awesome.
Hype magazine growing up. That's like a stamp that you definitely need for validation.
Yeah, because I used to buy Hype magazine,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, So it was definitely something that's very dope for me.
I mean, speaking of dope, man, I listened to your joint, man. I got blown away again. Lyrically acclaimed.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about your lyrics, your compositions, and your process of going through your music. Because when I listen to your joint, is what fascinated me is that you never sound like anybody else.
Right.
And it's one of those things that I thought was dope and very rare in the music industry. This like internationally. You know what I'm saying? When you try to cut an edge for yourself, it's much more difficult than when you're gonna jump on the bandwagon for everybody. Right. Tell us how your musical process.
Yeah, man. Rule number 1 for me is never write when you're not inspired.
Or record when you're not inspired.
Yeah,
I love it when he started with rule number 1. Come on,
that's the rule.
Come
man.
on, go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't write when you're not inspired.
Right.
I think that just sets the precedent.
All right.
I prefer to be alone with my thoughts. Reflecting. I'm the kind of person, I don't write things down. I don't write things down, and when it's time for me to write, there's no real reference. There's no real taking notes. It all comes from the heart and the top of my mind from at that point, because I believe in the power of your subconscious so much that I don't keep things in the forefront. Like everything is locked away. So when I attack a topic. It becomes so natural because it's everything that you've seen, but you don't even remember that you've seen it. You know it only when you start writing. You're like,
no doubt.
How did I know that? How do I remember that? And I think,
speaking of remember things and all that, before I forgot my mind is that who's Touchline in the first place?
Yeah.
Because your fans,
right?
All of the people that be following you on Hype magazine and social media, who be listening to your joint all over the radio.
Yeah.
Some of the other people really want to know who exactly is Touchline.
Touchline is just Indwane Asitembisa, with a message, very ambitious, and I think how people perceive me is a person who tells it like it is, I know that in real life, I don't like to say things, like I'm very, very reserved, but when I start writing, I just, it's a platform for me to say exactly what I think, Touchline is just a boy who's got a dream, of changing, perspectives, perceptions, the way we approach life, I believe there's so much that we can do as black people, and that is me. I'm just a person who's a custodian for that. I'm like, hey, that's
no doubt.
This is what I want to know. You sound like an intelligent guy. listening to you right now, I feel like you. What was your favorite subject at school?
Never had a favorite subject at school. I did not like school. But
did you do well? You sound like an A student. Like you literally sound like you probably.
You know what I was more? I was a sports guy. I was the arts and culture guy. You know. When it came to books, I just relied on my subconscious again. You know, like you know.
I feel like you have an alter ego. Because you're saying in person. Right. You're very reserved.
Yes.
But on your songs, you come across as a very bold.
Right.
So on your songs, because this is what we have as a connection to you.
Right.
So are you saying that if I came to you and be like, oh, what were you saying about me, or what were you referring face to face?
Right.
How do you respond in those confrontational sort of? Because that's what I feel like, that alter ego conflict.
Yeah. But I think in to answer that question, your last question, right? There's never ever any malice in my heart, right? So even when I speak about a person, rather listen to the whole message rather than focusing on that line. The line, the whole thing is not about the person or the thing that I called out, but it's about the story. It's about the overall message. You know, what can you take from that? I think I want to teach, and that's why I write the way I write. I want to teach people to be able to follow a story from the beginning to the end. You know, So, I mean, with regards to an alter ego, Mina, I'm like
you're kind of bipolar.
Yeah, well, maybe, you know, but like I'm a clown, you know. I think the people that chill with me will tell you, I'm a clown. I'm always cracking jokes, always playing with words, on the go. And but I think I approach my craft with a lot of care.
All right. Talking of a lot of care, because we know a lot of beef going on in the hip hop community. Right. They say beef sells record. They say beef sells, artists. Tell us exactly, if somebody would be picking on you, or you'll be picking on somebody in the rap game in this country, who would that be and why?
Who's the person to beat?
I don't want to be corny or anything, man, but
like hip hop is competitive, right? I've always said,
of course,
if you're gonna be in this lifestyle, you need to. I hate it when artists say, I'm one of the top 5, or one of the best in the country. I need you to say, I am the best. That's what I need. That's the first thing I need. So who do you think is to beat for you?
To beat
one person.
Okay, I'll say this, right? Everybody has something special about them. Number one, people can hate on them all they want, but they are in the game for a reason. Somebody has done something, and it's put him where he is, right? Or she is even, So I can never discredit another artist and be like, because it doesn't just end at the ability to rap or the ability to write.
Okay, so there's a number one. We're having an awards show.
I think
the person is in the same category as you.
Right.
There's a 5, for example.
Right.
I just want to know, in your mind, who's number 1 in the 5, and who do you want to knock off? The one thing, not in a negative way.
Just
not even we're talking about Samis, for example, or hip hop awards.
Right. Hip hop awards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's your genre.
Right.
One name.
I think Nasty C is very talented.
No, I see where you're going.
Okay, so you see, he is very ambitious.
I see where you're going.
Right, he's very ambitious.
No, what I'm saying is that I see where you're going. You don't want to touch no beef. You don't want to do all of those things, and that's clean enough. I respect that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, folks, man, we're hanging out with Touchline on the Morgeez podcast with my girl Gail Capri on the other side. And your boy Chris. Oh, your man Chris.
You're a man now.
OG of this whole hip hop damn thing.
He feels like we put him on the spot a bit. It is called the spotlight.
Yeah, still hanging out with Touchline. Touchline, man. If you were into music, for example, when I look at you, you look so, you exude, color, you exude, attraction and power and all of those things, man. If you were into music, what would you have been doing?
Definitely be a soccer player.
That's exactly what I thought.
What do you play?
I tell you.
Really?
I'm telling you, that's exactly what I thought.
For real?
I never saw that. What position do you play?
No, man. it's written all over you.
Oh yeah.
It's so weird
That's
when
dope.
the hip hop head is a soccer player.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's say for example, if you because a couple of people like right now, you're making waves, people hearing your music on the radio and everybody like, some of the keys, some want to be like Touchline and all that, you know what I'm saying? And couple of these keys, some get stranded, how do they even get started in the music in the first place? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What are you gonna say to fans like that?
Do it only if you're really passionate about it.
No doubt. No doubt.
And every single thing that you do, you must do from your heart. And I think from that point onwards, when you start putting in the effort and the hours, the universe is gonna take care of the rest. But get started. Get started, but do it if you're really passionate about it. Don't do it for the money, the girls. Do it because you really love it. Everything else will follow.
You're right, Touchline. Speaking of doing right and everything, let's say from your own opinion, you know what I'm saying, as a rising star in the hip hop community, what can you paint a picture, of the hip hop industry in this country?
Definitely growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely growing and growing very fast.
Okay.
I think some of the superstars that you find in the SA right now are hip hop artists.
Most definitely.
Or now called glam artists.
But also struggling a little bit in terms of identity.
Okay.
All right. Why did you say that though?
I just feel like most of the people, not most, but some of the people that are in the game don't do or make music that represents them necessarily.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like we have an identity crisis with it. That's why many of the songs sound like they're from the US. Many of the songs sound like I've heard that kind of thing before. So I feel like we have a little bit of an identity crisis, but if you look at some of the biggest acts, you find that they're very authentic, and I know Sjava's not like a hip hop artist, but I listen to Sjava, I'm like, nobody sounds like that.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I look at Questa, I'm like, hey, nobody sounds like that, bro. So some of the biggest acts, they very much themselves, but it's there in the middle, in the middle.
Yeah, right?
Coming through with that very same on that same level, though.
Yes.
If you like, take a look at yourself and your music, the way you write your music and the way you perform on stage and everything.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Where could you say you draw your inspiration? Locally or internationally? All of the above. Where do you draw your inspiration, or from which group of artists or solo artists where you got your motivations and all that?
Very ironically, inspiration yami, I draw it not from
hit me with it.
not necessarily from musicians.
Yeah.
I draw most of my inspiration from soccer players.
Wow.
Who's your favorite soccer player?
Of all time, Ronaldinho.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So every single time I write, I think of like the feeling I got when I watched Ronaldinho play. And I say, if I don't make somebody feel like that, then I got to scratch out that verse.
Talking about making somebody feel like that, maybe I will appreciate if you like, how do you like marry soccer to your writing inspiration or ability? Can you just like, because maybe some people, a couple of other keys would like to learn from that.
Yeah. It's all, at the end of the day, it's all show business.
All right.
So the first thing you need to know is that you're here to entertain, right? How you entertain is up to you.
Exactly.
So I drew that. Obviously when that's why big concerts are done in a soccer stadium. It's the same concept. We're all there to watch. We're all there to watch somebody make us feel happy or make us feel a certain emotion. So the one thing you cannot. You gotta be confident, whether you're a musician or whether you're a soccer player. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have the heart of a lion. You can't be scared.
So what you're saying is that you tactically, you're taking through your soccer ability or your soccer talent, which supposedly is supposed to be your second venture.
Yeah.
You bring it into your writing ability.
Yeah.
So like tactically, you draw like the soccer pitch, and
Yeah.
you put a defense
Yeah.
and the striker,
Yeah.
and
The main aim is to just win.
I mean, no, come on, can you explain that when you're writing a song?
Yeah, he's dribbling with the flow. He's like dribbling with the flow, dog.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I'm just saying. Some of the greatest plays come from the touchline.
That's touchline.
Is
That's
that why you
touchline.
call
That's
yourself-
touchline for you,
That
man.
is
That's
amazing.
touchline.
What are you, middle
All
fielder,
right.
striker?
I was definitely a winger, so I used to play on the touchline.
Good.
Yeah.
So what
That's
happened?
touchline.
Can I just ask you?
Right.
Because we have this issue in entertainment, in sports, and so on. Why didn't you pursue a soccer career?
I just think the music was more kind to.
And at what point, though? Let me add that to that question. At
Yes.
what point in your career did you decide like, no, music is
Full-time.
what it's that
Right.
I'm going like pursuing? Because like as I said to you, when I saw you, I saw this soccer ability.
Yeah.
You look like
I can tell you like the actual
Yeah.
story, which is like I think I've never really told the story before.
Say it
But
right
okay,
now.
there's a guy that's sitting there, right?
Yes.
He's my sound engineer, but he's one of the people that that really took me in when I came back to the music.
All right.
But I remember I started working with him right before I took a break to go play soccer again, and then.
Again.
And then afterwards, I came back and we worked. But I
You
remember
play
the
professional soccer. Is that what you're saying?
no, I didn't play. I didn't get to play professionally.
Okay.
Well, the story is, when I quit rapping at some point, right?
All right.
And I felt like there wasn't space in the game for me. I'm listening at what everybody else is doing. I'm listening to what I was doing. I'm like, doesn't really sound like it fits. So you can hear my voice, right? And that time everybody's rapping so smooth, like, but it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
it was like the Cash Time era. That's whoa. So everybody's so smooth on it, And I remember I just called it quits. I was like, nah, I cannot do this anymore, Until one day actually, DJ Vigilante and Kid X actually came to see me
Wow.
because they actually wanted a certain instrumental which I owned, right? Because there was a crew called Black Storm that I was with, and yeah, they
Wow.
owned the instrumental. And then the guys came back and they came and asked for the instrumental. But in so doing, they're like, okay, should we pay you for it? And I was like, and that's why I realized that I still want to become a rapper. So I was like, don't pay me for it, give me an opportunity,
Okay.
And I remember I never went back for that opportunity, but I did go back to rapping.
wow,
Did
From
they
that day
release
onwards.
the song?
wow.
The instrumental?
Never did.
They
I think that its whole purpose was for me to be sitting here today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
amazing.
Thanks
That's
a lot for that.
big
Thanks
story.
a lot for that deity, man. I was like, counting the hour, man.
Trying to get to the music.
Yeah, I want to hear
Trying
your
to get
music.
to the EP.
I want to hear you rap, man. I want to,
I know, right? We want to hear you rap.
Yeah.
I mean, you're having a celebration.
You know why it's like that, all right? I was like filming, because he compared soccer to like, it's so interesting to me.
I know,
I
it's
can guarantee
insane.
it's very interesting. Like, you have a direction of your music where you draw your inspiration. That's what it means, isn't it?
Yes.
That's where you get your motivation, isn't it? Yeah. So now, speaking of motivation, I want you to like, tell us more about your EP. The EP is making waves right now. Just tell us more about your new single that people are listening to, and you'll be performing all over the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not exactly an EP. The EP is what I dropped last year in June.
All right.
It was called Soon.
Okay.
Soon is an acronym for something out of nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I did 18 Flow at the very end of the year.
Okay.
Right. 18 Flow, I think is the one that people are bumping the most right now. They loving 18 Flow.
18 floor.
Yeah. It's got $5 grand on it. It's got the Procedure on it. Procedure is a tribute I did to my idol Pro Kid.
All right.
Yo man, it's got Kamba on it, which I just shot a video for, and I'm dropping very, very soon.
All right.
And it's also got Zone 6, and people are loving Zone 6 right now. So
That's the song we were
When
bumping
is the
earlier.
video? When is the video coming out though?
the video should be out within the next 2 weeks.
All right.
Yeah.
And let's say for example, how many people did you feature in the EP or the singles and all that?
I think I featured 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I featured 2 people on the. It's a guy called P.O and there's a guy called Morgeez.
And why those 2 only? Because you know why I'm asking this
Yeah.
question, because you actually have a direction for your music.
Yes.
And it's very, very rare. Like people, I'm telling you, man, people jump into music. Some other people think that they're just gonna come into music and start making money and all that. Right. I see that you coming from a background whereby you actually have an option. You know what I'm saying? Right. Which means working with people, you definitely also you gotta have an option also. Right. So why did you feature those two?
I mean with the Zone 6 feature, which is the song with Morgeez.
All right.
I mean, I had just done the song. I had done, my producer had the beat. I did the hook. I did the verse. And Morgeez is a guy that, we work in the same space, And he came through and he heard the beat and he was like, yo, man. I remember I told him, like, jump on that, bro,
Okay.
And that's how natural it is, He's like, okay, cool. He was in studio, he did the verse, P.O and I were always like wanting to work together. I think after he reached out to me on social media and we finally met, like, let's do something together. And that happened very naturally too. He came through, killed his verse. I love what he did.
Okay.
So
what would you do if you didn't love someone's verse, if you featured
exactly
somebody? Like there was that issue. I think it was, an artist, you record a verse, then you featuring a couple of people, and then you go and change your verse because someone sounds better.
Yeah.
Or the verse is completely whack.
Yeah.
For example, like, and these people are paying artists now to feature. If the artist writes a horrible verse, what would you do if someone is on your song and they whack, like, completely useless? What do you do? Because it's a natural thing. You just said it was very natural. I'm like,
yeah.
And then he dropped.
Luckily for me, those two were fire verses. But I think you gotta. I mean, with your craft, you gotta be a little stern about it. You need to say, I'm here to come on. Let's try something different.
You'd say that to AKA jumps on your.
Let's say.
I'm just taking an example.
No, that's a very good example.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at like what the feature's gonna do for you at that point. You're like, oh man, but if I piss him off, he's gonna get off the feature. So you don't know. But I feel like artists should respect each other enough to respect the opinion.
Exactly.
I'm like, yo man, I think since it's my song, let's try it like this, let's try it like that. At least make him redo the verse. Don't kick him off,
Yeah.
What exactly can you say to your fans? Like, the body of people that are following music right now. Like, what would you say to them that you think can make something that maybe we don't actually have in mind to ask you, or what I'm saying, straight from from the heart. Any special message for your fans?
Oh, I mean, firstly, I'm just grateful for the support,
Okay.
Always remember that, it wasn't always like this. There were times where, like, you'd go to shows and people weren't, like, they're not even trying to listen to you. You also go to shows and the people that are organizing the show really treat you like you're not even a human being, So for me, I'm just grateful for the people that actually listen to my music.
All right.
And find inspiration from it.
All right.
But the same thing that happened for me, I believe, is the same thing that can happen for anybody. So the message is very clear. Look at me. I'm not where I wanna be, but I'm definitely moving. Definitely, and I feel like it's all hard work. It's all prayer, faith, working hard. Passion about having passion for what you're doing. So that is just it. Just do it. Just do it.
100%. Speaking of where you want to be,
right?
That brings me to the next question.
Right.
Where do you think exactly, you will be in the next 5 years with your musical career?
How old are you now?
I never disclose my age.
Age 1.
I never disclose my age.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll let him into the under 20. Like those clubs that have 23. They're not gonna let you.
It's so ironic.
Right, so what do you think?
But definitely. I mean, I bet a lot of people say this, but I really believe this. I feel like I have the talent to go there, but I want to go play in the ultimate rap league.
Okay.
I want to go play where the big boys play.
Okay.
Where I want to go play where Black Coffee and Trevor Noah play.
Okay.
Nice.
And be like, whoa, is that our guy? That's exactly where I want to be.
Okay. Also maybe just to add to that, let's say for example, as a musician, all right. You know what? This question is like, people like you, rising star, couple of fans coming through, fan base growing and everything, career on the path. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Let's say, for example, where do you want to see this is not yourself, like the music in this country, all right, or the hip hop,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Where do you want to see it in the next 5 years, and how do you think that can actually help you to get to where you
That
want to be?
level.
Hello, you remember I stated the problem in my opinion was the lack of identity.
All right.
So a little more, you know, which we definitely have. You know,
Self-indulgence a little bit.
you know what I'm saying? We definitely have that, but not so much in the hip hop genre.
Okay.
You know, I'd like to see that more in the hip hop genre. You know, where you know, like for instance, Java won a BET. You know, because he sounds authentically South African. You know, let's be more. Let's be more that. You know.
Have you ever had a problem, like, you know, have you ever encountered any problem with the radio playing music and all that, your joints? Because,
Yeah, back
couple of
then.
people, you know.
Back then, I think the biggest issue was Biola. You know, having to pay.
All right.
You know. Yeah, I never could afford it, so I never got played.
So now you can spin it around and everything.
Yeah, now, luckily the DJs are like they listen to my music themselves.
Already.
You know, so
Already.
it helps.
Exactly.
The,
Exactly.
you mentioned Vigi, and Vigi is one of the curators. He plugs on MTV and so
Right.
on. So now wouldn't now be the right time to cash in on that favor?
I think I can now do it on merit. I think I can now go and be like, yo man,
Can I have my sound? Can I have my beat back? That's
No,
like the
no,
first
like,
thing.
no.
Y'all niggas didn't use it. Can I have it back?
the real reason why I never ever like contacted them for that favor is because I never felt like I was ready.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now
I
you
knew
ready?
Well, I'm self-sufficient in the sense that I've got not credentials, but I can say, look, man, I've done this, and I don't want the favor back.
Exactly.
You know, but judge me based on my ability. Like, you know, where do you think I am? And
feel that.
you know, judge me based on that. Not you owe me a favor. Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
You know, I feel that.
I'll do that for you.
I feel that. You know, talking about those favors and everything. You know, when are you coming through with new project, or what exactly you working on right now?
Right now, the most important thing is to take the songs on 18 flow,
Okay.
and give them to the rest of the nation. Remember that not everybody has heard them.
Yeah.
I think it's because we haven't shot videos for most of the songs.
Alright.
But I think people are loving the song so much, they're loving the music so much that you can tell that if more people get their hands on it, you know, quittng
You might get the summers next year.
you know what I'm saying. So the main focus is to mainly, first of all, do a lot of features, like, you know, strong features. You know, people that I feel like, hey man, like I believe in so many South African musicians.
Okay.
You know, I can't even pinpoint one or two. Yeah, I mean, you know, like the guys I've mentioned, there's the Chavas, the Questas, you know.
Alright.
I like to branch out, do something with my Figizolo, or maybe
that's
Liranyana, you know. It's like, it's music, you know. I really love to feature all these people.
Internationally though.
Internationally. Internationally, I mean, like I said, I want to play in the Ultimate Rap League. If you feel like this rapper is the dopest, I would like to work with him, you know. I would like to see how far I can stretch myself lyrically. And also, can I relate to more people than just South Africans? That I think that's another you know, challenge. That's another test.
You should have been a soccer player. Now you're a musician. All right.
Yeah.
If you happen to be an animal, what is that animal?
If I happen to be an animal, why is that animal?
That is so random. What's your family animal? That
Sheesh, I don't want to say a lion because why do I want to be a lion? It's like,
I'm the lion. I'm the lion.
really?
Yeah.
Dope.
So
dope.
what exactly would that be?
I think, yeah, man. I think, I think a lion. I think a lion. The way, you know,
You know,
I think a
king
lion.
of the jungle.
Why?
Really? Of
Because
course.
I'm the kind of person that hunts opportunities down. You know,
Yeah.
I look at something, I'm like, oh, snap, I have to do that. You know, so, you know,
Wow.
I'm a hunter, man. I'm, you know,
Wow.
yeah.
It's funny because it's the lioness that actually hunts.
Good.
Funny, eh? Right, you're right. So maybe I'm a lioness.
No, you can't be that.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, a Touchline, man. This is Touchline, Morgeez podcast, hanging with Touchline. You know, dope artists. You know, lyricists of the highest order. You know, got new album pushing right now. Couple of projects on the pipeline. You know, where can people get your music, man?
Literally everywhere, man. I've even got it on physicals, man. You know, you got you.
How
the
much do they
music's
go?
there. Tomorrow they're gonna be going for $100. You know, that's how much they go for Vele on physical. You know.
Okay.
So you can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Google Play. Even Audio Mac. I put it on for free. YouTube. You know,
I'm definitely
everywhere.
doing Audio Mac. I'm a cheapie.
Do your thing.
And where do your fans hang out with you on social media?
Yeah.
Well, on Twitter they can find me on Touchline Truth. Facebook Touchline Punchline. Instagram Touchline_Truth. Yeah.
No doubt.
Touchline,
My girl,
Punchline.
Gail Calpri,
Can we get him to
holding
rap?
it down on the Morgeez
We
podcast.
need to get him. Do you mind? I know, like can you do that verse? I mean, which verse? You want verse of the year? Is it for a specific verse, right?
Yeah, it's called $5,000.
Please do it.
Alright, I can do it.
Can
One
we do
line
like
or
a
two lines? Yes.
No problem.
Yes.
No, he must do the whole thing. I want to know why he won verse.
Show them kids how to do it.
Look what mama did with $5,000. Every month that's what she gets from white man. Washing clothes and scrubbing floors and window wiping. She'll be back to cook dinner and help you do assignments. She wakes up and makes sure that she irons your clothes. She put lunch in your bag, and as you walk out the door, she reminds you you're special and you are destined for more. A back room with no bathroom, it don't matter, it's home. So you grow and get a loan for university. You get your diploma. They call it graduate cause you have to wait for employment. And then you get an internship like this is it. You get paid $5,000 like mama did. So the cycle continues. We're not free, just free from believing life is a prison. But the chains are all the way in our thinking. See, designer clothes, but look how empty the fridge is. Guess family is not as important as image. And you know that's what slaves often do. Convenience over truth. Don't care about winning if they can justify the lose. We're not free until your only boss is you. We're not free until cash is a pick and pay. Smother black people too.
Wow.
We're not free until Tabo can learn to love again. I'm not free until I can give them my heart again. We're not free until good people rule parliament. We're not free until Kanye Bao is dark again. Cause black is beautiful. But black girls should use themselves a booty call. See the man that you are trying to impress, he don't reply to your text. He only loves you when you're drunk and undressed. See black men, they got kids, but black men, they're not fathers. Side chick gets allowance. Ignore baby mama. Your kid's friend buys a watch as a Father's Day present, but yours just watches cause his father's not present. I make music for him, I make music for them. I make music for people who wanna win at the end. I make music for loyal people who die for their friends. After dying they rise and they go and die for you again. I make music for lovers, I make music for pain. I make music for heroes, dreamers, believers and slaves. So I take it to radio and I ask them to play. They look straight to my face. You know how much I gotta pay? $5,000.
Yo. That's my God. Thanks for demanding that. You know, Touchline, man. You know, we wanna be hanging out with you.
I wanna buy him a plane ticket right now to New York.
No, man,
right now.
No, I don't want to send Touchline to New York.
He needs to be in New York
I want him to show them kids how to do these things. You know what I'm saying? Because when he started, he said that he works on inspiration. If you ain't got motivated, don't even get into it. This is what I call motivation. This is what I call inspiration. This is what I call dope rhyming. This is what I call writing music. Like you write music. I give it up to you, man. Thanks for choosing music as your career. Maybe soccer wouldn't have done better like this. You know, I give it up to you, man. Touchline, man. Touchline.
It would have been a loss.
Thank you.
Dude.
You know what, dude, man? That's crazy.
Keep your purses.
You know, on that
keep
note,
riding like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, myself, Chris, my girl, Gail Capri, and my man, Touchline.
Yeah, Touchline, Punchline.
We're gonna be signing off on the Morgeez podcast.
Right.
On the spotlight.
Look what mama did with $5,000.
Thanks for watching.
Every month is what
Thanks
she
for
get from
listening.
white man.
Thanks
Washing
for
clothes and
you.
scrubbing floors and window wiping. She be back to cook dinner and help you do assignments. She wake up and make sure that she irons your clothes. She put lunch in your bag as she walk out the door. She reminds you you're special and you are destined for more. A back room with no bathroom, it don't matter, it's home. So you grow and get a loan for university. You get your diploma, they call it graduate cause you have to wait for employment. And then you get an internship like this is it. Get paid $5,000 like mama did. So the cycle continues. We're not free, just free from believing life is a prison.
but the chains are all the way in our thinking. See, designer clothes, but look how empty the fridge is. Guess family's not as important as image. And nigga, that's what slaves often do. Convenience over truth. Don't care about winning if they can justify the lose. You ain't free until your only boss is you. We ain't free until cash is a pick and pay. Smile at black people too. We ain't free until Tower can learn to love again. I ain't free until I can give them my heart again. We ain't free until good people rule parliament. We ain't free until Kanye Bow is dark again. Cause black is beautiful.